So today I'm going to attempt to change out all I call them the guts of the drums. So there's a kit for LMR, which is perfect because it has these pistons, because one of them I think is leaking in my car. And anyways, I have the car up on jack stands and the jack, and I'm gonna start on it. And yes, I know, it's just where I store all my crap. Sad part is the car doesn't even lock, so I can't leave any actual stuff of value in there. It's all junk. I forgot to mention that somebody backed into the car. A little bummed out about that. I wish I would have hit my other car instead, you know. But that's what happens if you don't have a garage to leave it in. And I don't know if this is now like this because of somebody backed into it, but I happen to have a spare one, I guess. I don't know. Well, I'll deal with that later. So the video here, the purpose of it, honestly, is more for me. So I remember how to put springs back and whatnot, because I've done this kind of stuff before, like change out the shoes, and then you can't remember exactly how the springs all go back, and that's a pain. So there we go. Took pictures and a video. Here's the kit with all the different parts that I'm replacing on both sides, and these are my two what are they called? I forget what they're called. Piston valve thingies. I do recommend get a tool to remove and install all the springs and whatnot. I want to kind of show y'all what these tools do. Like, I already removed the other spring, and let's see here. It's always hard to do this holding one hand and making sure it goes in there. So see, it catches it pretty easily, and then you can then try to pop it off. Watch. There. Oops, missed it. But if you're trying to do this without this tool, you're gonna have to use a combination of maybe needle nose pliers and a screwdriver, and using a lot of brute strength to do it. And there's a saying, right? Having the right tool makes your life so much easier. So there you go. Starts taking off stuff. There we go. And I'm just gonna set it down side by side as I go, so I can try to figure out which ones go where. So got all this stuff off. Got to get the, I forget what it's called, wheel cylinder plunger, whatever these guys are called. But I'm having a tough time breaking the nut on from the brake line to the actual wheel cylinder. So I just put some PB Blaster there to try to get it loose. Figure start working on the other side. And what's funny, I got this drum off. I probably should replace the drums, honestly. I mean, getting them turned would be the minimum, but I already went to the shop and they said nobody's ever turned them, so oh well, I'll do it later. But it's funny, it's all this stuff on here, man. I am pretty sure that there's brake fluid, so this one too is leaking. So good news is I have two of them, and I was planning on changing both of them. So there you go. So to take off the nut between the wheel cylinder plunger thingy and the brake line, the 11mm wrench fits really tight, but somehow this one I started not stripping, I started rounding it, so I ended up using vice grips to loosen the nut. It worked, so there you go. So I pulled out the parts that I'm going to install. I got the piston wheel cylinder thing on, but I have these guys. I'm like, what are these guys for? So maybe those are parts that at some point came off and never got put back on. Could have even been me that did that. I think the silicone is for that there. So all right, we'll see. So I got these guys on, and you know, having the right tool is really important, but I don't have it. I used, ultimately it's a combination of trying to lining up using my fingers and holding the needle nose pliers there and pushing in just to get it to catch. So that's what I did. And I think the trick is to first put these on, then I'm going to connect the rear shoe because it has the parking brake stuff attached to it. Then I'll do the front shoe, and lastly I'll connect the very bottom part, which will be with this guy, which adjusts, you know, the what do you call it? It's going to adjust the distance between the shoes and the drum on the inside. And as normal, the project, okay, I got all the guts replaced inside the drum, right? I see all these nice pretty springs, if you can see them, and there we go. I am sure there's a certain order to put this back, and I just can't figure out what it is. So I think the trick is you first put on the rear shoe that has the parking brake stuff on it. Well, first put these guys in, and then the rear shoe, and then I think try to get the bottom spring on there, because it's really tough to do. And then lastly, I think the trick is to do this one last. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm running out of daylight and hope to have the other side done quickly. I hope. We'll see. Okay, this is taking way longer than I thought it should. So I got the other side back on. I did go to the store and get this tool. This is so you can put these springs back on. It works okay. I will tell you what actually did the trick that helped the most was using a C-clamp to keep the shoes from moving around, because when you doing this, everything moves, nothing's set in place. So the shoe's moving, this is moving, you can't hold it. The tool actually, there's probably sure a tool that's really meant specifically maybe for Fords. This is just a generic one from an auto parts store, and it was way too much movement. But anyways, everything's back on. Everything looks good, and all that's left to do is bleed the brakes. Yay!